Hits 1055. That was Sheryl Crow with Soak Up the Sun. Good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is having a thrilling Thursday morning. Living United with United Way President Carla Young is brought to us by Allison's Custom Jewelry. And in the studio with me, I have United Way President Carla Young. Good morning, Carla.
Good morning, Tracy. How are you? It's wonderful out.
I know. It's beautiful. I was going to say, you guys brought the sunshine in.
Although it is cold. It is a little
It is
cold.
a little chilly.
It's cold, but the sun is shining, so we got to win some.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here again this Thursday and have another wonderful one of our agencies with us. We have Bridget Davis with CASA this morning to tell us a little bit about what's going on in the CASA world and about the wonderful things they do to help our community. So, Bridget, would you tell me do not know what you guys do?
Sure. Thanks for having me. And I agree, the sun is nice, but it is too darn cold. We need to start spring already. CASA stands for Court Appointed Special Advocates, and we are a volunteer-based guardian ad litem program. All the kids that we work with are on the abuse and neglect dependency docket of juvenile court. So all of our referrals come from the court, no exceptions. Our cases are all involved with Children's Services. Children's Services will bring a case to court, and at that time, that's when our court will say they want a CASA appointed. What does a CASA do? Well, first they have to be trained on all of their duties. We have CASAs from all different walks of life, and we have a 30-hour pre-service training course. We do 15 hours face-to-face and 15 hours online, and once they're trained, they can get a case. Obviously, they are to go to the court hearings. They're the voice for the children in the courtroom. Our courtroom typically does not allow the kids in the court, so we are their voice in the court. They also attend meetings at Children's Services, which occur about once a month. And then, most importantly, they visit that child wherever they are placed at face-to-face. So some kids are still in their family home. We have a lot of kids in kinship care, kids in foster care, and then we also have a couple kiddos out at Clear Creek Farm, which is also another partner United Way agency. So, and some kids are a little bit further away. They might be in a 3-hour away residential. It just kind of depends. So they are that constant for that kid, and they visit them at least once a month. So yeah, that's the real quick gist of what our CASA volunteers do.
I think it's one of those agencies that a lot of people probably don't know about because hopefully, maybe they're not involved in it, but it's so important for our community. As I say that, what do you think is something that maybe people don't realize CASA does, or maybe a misconception about your organization?
A common misconception we get, like a phone call, when we have parents that call that are not involved with us and they want a CASA appointed to their custody case, whether it's domestic relations or juvenile court parents that were unwed. That is not us at all. Again, we do with the abuse and neglect cases. I think it would be surprising for some people to realize exactly how many kids that we advocate for each year. I think it's, you think you're in Shelby County and it's a rural area that, there's not very many problems here, but in 2023, we advocated for 153 kids. Our current caseload right now sits at 68. 68 kids, which equals to 39 families that have a CASA appointed.
I think that's an eye-opening statistic. And like you said, sometimes we want to turn a blind eye to some of the problems, but they're certainly here, and we're glad that we have organizations like CASA that can help us out. You mentioned your volunteers, and I know you guys just added a couple, but if there's somebody out there that's thinking, gosh, this sounds like something I want to get involved with, what's the best way for them to do it? And can you talk a little bit about how your volunteers work and the training they have to go through?
Okay. Yeah, first off, they can give us a call on our office line, and that's 937-498-7447.
Welcome to the morning show. Hope everyone is
probably still a little bit of tweaking, but they can also visit our website at www.shelbycountycasa.com. And we also have a shared email address for all staff, and that is shelbycountycasa@shelbyco.net. or you can stop by our office. Our office is actually located within the courthouse in downtown Sydney. We are the first window door to your left, but you must go through the metal detectors before you come and visit us. So we love for people to come and volunteer. Largely, we get the retired folks. The training that they get is obviously first and foremost their role as a CASA. We work closely with Children's Services, so we have Children's Services come in and speak. Child development, that's largely because the most of the population, about half of our caseload is at 0 to 5 age range. So we've got infants that clearly can't talk to us. But if we are observing them and know that they are developmentally on target, that's obviously important. So that's a aspect that we talk about, as well as minimal sufficient level of care. So the way I raise my kids is not the way that everyone raises their kids. So that's one of the things that I think is probably the hardest for our volunteers to realize, is because although, my kids are involved in extracurricular activities, it's not a necessity part of life. So there's things that middle class volunteers might think are a tragedy, and reality is they're not. So that's probably one of the hardest training aspects to get across to people. We also do court reports for the judge. So that's huge. Not everybody has the gift of writing. So what we really strive on in our office is that the judge gets the same general report from different people. And I mean by that, like format and content. So it all goes through our office so that he doesn't have 35 ways of doing things. It's one way. So that's a huge vehicle, but I don't want to scare people away with that, because you have a supervisor that's assigned to you that will help you through the process.
Well, thank you, Bridget. I know you have some upcoming events, but I thought we might take a quick break and then let you talk about ways people could support CASA when we get back.
All right, coming up next, Brighter Than the Sun by Colby Calais.
I am great. We were, it's sunny but cold out, but it's warm in the studio because we have one of our wonderful agencies with us. We have CASA, Bridget Davis, and they do some really amazing things for people in our community. And I know there's several things coming up with ways to support CASA. So, we provide United Way funding to CASA, but they are always looking for ways to raise money, and they have one of their big fundraisers coming up. So, Bridget, would you share with our listeners ways they can support you, especially with your big event coming up?
Yeah, so our big event is Dancing with Our Stars, and this is actually year 15. I actually was talking to Magistrate Geisy over the weekend, and he was an original board member when this was brought on, and he says, I never thought that idea would work. Well, here we are 15 years later. So, yeah, our event is April 20th at the Palazzo. We have some fantastic community members that are donating their time to learn to dance and raise money. So this year we have Heidi Cron and Eric Beigel, Jesse and Travis Martin, Kevin Fraser Jones and Liz Maxim. We have a sister crew this year, Liel and Daniel, Diana Cyber, and Stephanie Hale. And we have a special appearance by some very motivated 11-year-olds, Brenna Davis, Aria Eisenhart, and Anna Jenkins. So, sorry. It's just good when people give back, especially when they're 11 and they get it. Sorry.
No, I think you're hit on what really makes our community special, Bridget, that so many people help each other and help one another. And that's what the United Way is part of that. When you make your donation, you're able to help these agencies do these good things. And then we get to continue to see these agencies going out and motivating the next generation to be a part of that. Shelby County is a unique place. And obviously, you guys are doing some right things by having 11-year-olds motivated to raise money for you.
Right. So those motivated 11-year-olds are actually, they're doing it for all the right reasons. They're not going to win because whatever money they raise is going to be divvied up between the 4 adult groups dancing. So they're dancing to have fun with their friends and raising money for CASA. So it's not about winning for them. They're doing it for the right reasons. they have a lot of events coming up because 11-year-olds don't have friends with deep pockets. So we had an event at Frisch's, which went very well. They have one coming up this Saturday at Simply Cozy Co. It's a boutique in downtown Sydney. They'll be open on Saturday from 10 to 2, and 10% of all proceeds that she makes that day are coming back to CASA. There's also a couple past dancers that will be there also with their small businesses. So it's going to be like CASA fun, and you can get great clothes. They also, the sisters are having a BW3's night on Monday. So I believe it's 15% of the proceeds. If you tell them you're there for CASA, we'll go back to CASA. And then our young crew, again, of 11-year-olds is having a dine to donate at Culver's on Tuesday. So if you didn't guess, Brenna Davis is my daughter. So I think she's real, knows that mom doesn't always cook. So I don't have to cook now on Monday and Tuesday this week. So that's pretty exciting. We have some other opportunities in the works as well, and those will be shared on our Facebook page and sent out to people. But those are the things that are just coming up within the next few days in order to support CASA. Obviously, too, all the dancers are accepting votes, and that can be found on our website as well. And we also have a ticket section. We have Dancing with Our Stars section of our website. You can get tickets there, as well as donate to your dancing couple.
I also, as someone who sometimes needs a good reason not to cook, and I love those because it's a way to support. But it's also, hey, took one job description off my list for the day. So just want to thank you, Bridget, for what you do. I think we're lucky to have you in Shelby County, and we're lucky to have passionate people at CASA. So, Tracy, any other questions from you?
No, I'm just so happy that your daughter's going to dance this year because she would always be there selling stuff. So this is her passion too, and she sees her mama now that she gets her friends.
Yes,
to do that. That's so awesome. Your girl's going to rule the world. I'm just saying, she is cute as a button.
Thanks.
So
I can't claim her in looks. She looks just like my husband, but I can claim her in attitude. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Because I've gone there the past couple of years, and she had. I'll buy like a Gatorade or whatever she has up there.
Gatorade and water.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll buy a water and support her. And I'm glad she's dancing this year. Good for her and her friends. That's so much fun. And when is Dancing with the Stars?
It is Saturday, April 20th at the Plaza on Botkins. And I'll just put a super quick plug in too. CASA Day in Ohio is April 30th. So that is actually a Tuesday. We will have Drake & Company food truck down at the Court Square from 11 to 1. We also have pie throwing. We usually have a member from our office, which it's my turn this year. So if you don't like me, now's your opportunity to throw a pie in my face. We have Sydney Police Department, Sydney Fire, and the Sheriff's Office. We all have a member selected, and we get pies in the face. So it's just a fun time.
Yeah, it's always fun. Well, thank you so much. That was Bridget Davis from CASA, and this was Living United with United Way President Carla Young, brought to us by Allison's Custom Jewelry. Coming up next, we're going to take a short break, look at your weather, and let you know who we are. It's Hits 105.5 WMVR.